live. If you can hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat and we will get going here on today's exciting quote unquote eclipse viewing. So yeah, if you can hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat and we will get started. I am, as I drop my phone, I'm currently at a park where I think I'll probably have the best view available in this area. So yeah, if you can hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat. I don't know how many people are even on here. It says there's 5, but I haven't gotten any comments or anything yet. But
Better allergy.
Okay, I just had an ad playing, so if you heard that, I apologize. Okay, I got a 1 from Michael. All right, we are live. So I am coming to you live from Washington State, and per the stereotype of Washington, it is actually raining here, so the odds of me being able to see anything are next to 0. So there's that. I did want to show you what I could see from here. Wait a minute. I don't know if y'all can... Oh my goodness, wait a minute. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now or... Okay, I'm back. Okay, I don't know what just happened, but my phone started playing an advertisement from YouTube. So that's weird. Anyways, I am... Sorry, that completely threw me off having the... an advertisement start playing while I'm on a live stream. I don't know what that was about, but thanks for that, YouTube. But anyways, as I was saying, I am at a park currently, and I wanted to show you all the eclipse, but per usual, the clouds have rolled in and have actually covered the sun. So the sun for now is gone, and not in the way we want it to be. And if it comes back, I will try and show you. They said that the sun here is going to be covered like about 20% of it. So I do think it would be noticeable if I hold it up through like the lens of the glasses I have. I think it might be noticeable how much it's covered, but yeah. In the meantime though, I'm just gonna hang out and talk with you guys. Let's see. Cooper Amputee's Lifestyle says, "Hey Kyler, I'm staring at the eclipse. I don't think it's gonna damage my eyes behind all the cloud." Yeah, I agree. Also, happy belated birthday, Corey. I hope you had a great day. Yeah, if you don't know, I believe it was yesterday was Corey Cooper's birthday, so happy birthday to you. Yeah, I hope you had a fun time. Let's see. Michael Santana, Michael How I See It, says 80% Chattanooga, Tennessee. He says it's starting here in Chattanooga. That's awesome. Let's see. Where's everybody from? And will you be able to see the eclipse where you're at? Let me know where you guys are at and like what percentage of the eclipse you think you'll be able to see. And man, I was looking because here in 2017, we had an eclipse and it was pretty, I don't know what percentage of the sun was covered in Washington State, but I know in like Salem, Oregon, which isn't that far from here, it was a total eclipse. So we got pretty close to a total eclipse. I didn't get to go to Salem, sadly, to see it, and I regret that and really wish I could have. But yeah, I was looking at the looking at like when the next eclipse will be that'll be a total eclipse here, and I couldn't even find when the next total eclipse will even be in Washington. I saw that like in 2045 there'll be one in Northern California, and like 2033 I think it said there'd be one in Alaska, but I have no idea when the next total eclipse will be here. Let's see. I'm looking at the comments. My mom says that's because it's Washington State and we won't see sun till June. That's very true. April Davis says Airway Heights, Washington. I don't know where that is, but I'm in Washington also. Derek Miller said Vancouver, Washington. Said 30%, but all clouds here. Yeah, as I was driving here, I was actually able to see the sun. So I had some like hope because the sun was out briefly, but now that we're getting close to the time it's actually supposed to be covered, the sun looks completely gone. Let's see. Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle says, with all these clouds and rains in Washington, this is our natural eclipse that happens every day, a daily occurrence of eclipse in the Pacific Northwest. You're not, no joke. Miss Malice says, Washington gang, yep. Michael, how I see it, said 2017 they had 100%. That's awesome. Angela says Oklahoma and 90% is what I heard. Linda said, Linda Cormier says, I'm in New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I'm in New Hampshire and traffic is crazy. I believe it. ENA Mom says, Indiana total. Corey Cooper's in his office. So Michael says that in 2035 there'll be I think he's saying there'll be a total eclipse. Do you know if that's for, like, where that's for? Because I think that is in North America, but I don't know where that is. Brian Harm says that he's in Alabama and it's clear there. Well, that's awesome. I hope that it stays like that and you're able to see something. April Davis says that the place she was talking about that she's from is outside of Spokane. Okay, that makes sense. I haven't really been that way that much, only really passing through. And Miss Malice says, I'm in Mill Creek, nothing but rain. Yeah, it sounds about right. But nah, I'm just gonna take this opportunity to kind of like catch up with y'all, talk to y'all about kind of some of the things that I'm up to. I might even show you around this park a little bit. It looks like this park is actually a really cool place. I'm not gonna say where it is because, as you can see, there's a lot of people from Washington on here. So I don't want anybody showing up. And this live format, which is something I did want to touch on, is actually really cool because as I lose my notes, this is really a cool format because this live stream, it shows up in the vertical live stream show up in the YouTube Shorts feed. So that means like a lot of random people that normally would not be on my lives come in and out, which means that the moderators definitely might have to work more than normal. But yeah, so that's a positive thing about doing this, and part of my motivation for doing a live stream like this is I get to reach an audience that I normally don't. So it's like pretty cool. Let's see. 3M Forge says should be 100% in the Niagara Falls area. That's awesome. Going to Niagara Falls and watching an eclipse sounds like a vibe. I've never been there, so I don't know what it's actually like there. So I don't know if it's actually as cool as it sounds, but it sounds cool to me. Were you, also 3M Forge, a question for you. Were you ever able to make it into America? Last time we were on a live, you'd been stopped at the border because you had your Forge equipment. Did you ever make it over the border, or are you still waiting on that? And Miss Malice says, yeah, I've never seen your channel before. I accidentally joined. Yeah, that's the beauty of this live stream format. So, but yeah, thank you for coming through. A lot of my stuff is usually scuba diving related for the most part, or it's not. Anyways, as I'm at this park, I'm not going to say where I am. It's kind of interesting. I don't really know anything about what this is. My mom might know the significance. She should know where I'm at. I can spin around to give her an idea of where I'm at. But I don't know why there's this house here at this park, but we can read it. Oh, this will give away where I'm at, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. But it says, this is a registered National Historic Place. And it's Washington State, blah, 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 Joseph Borst House. So that's, I don't know. I have no idea what the significance of this place is other than it's an old house. Seth Kruger says, I know where you're at. Well, I just gave it away completely, but if you're from around here, that's cool. Miss Malice says, ooh, looks spooky. Yeah, I don't know how spooky it looks. It says, Borst Home Museum, Schoolhouse, and Church. Man, so this had a little bit of everything. It was a museum, a home. Well, I don't know. Probably became a museum after it was a schoolhouse and church and home, but that's interesting. There's also, it says a carriage house museum, so I guess that's where they kept all the horse equipment, I guess. Let's see. And then there's also this garden, which is really interesting for a park. It feels like when you're here that you shouldn't be able to just like walk around, and because it feels like you're at somebody's backyard. But this is a public park. I don't think you're allowed to just, you know, go and get any of the vegetables or flowers, sadly. But you are allowed to just walk around here. Seth Kruger says he knew where I was even before I read that. Well, that's cool. Miss Malice says I'm going to look up the history now because I'm intrigued. Yeah, well, let me know if you find anything interesting about this place. I've been here many times. This is one of those parks where I grew up around here and you see it, but you never really think about it because you're around it all the time. But yeah, they have this little cool covered area, I guess, that you can, I don't know, just eat, have a picnic there. So yeah, it is weird though, because it's like in the middle of this park where you can walk around, there's just somebody's house, garden, and carriage thing. So I'm gonna see, right now I'm looking to see if there's any possible view of the sun, but I don't think there is. Right, like literally probably like 3 minutes before I started, the sun had briefly poked out and I was starting to get like excited because I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be able to see it. But we actually right now are at the time where it's supposed to be the most covered, and I'll show you what it looks like. Like it just, it's nice and cloudy. So I don't think we're gonna be able to see the sun today, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, anyways, this is the park. Show you a kind of zoomed out view of the area. It's a real nice old homestead. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna look at some of the comments. It said, my mom said they helped the people that had this house. They helped found parts of the community and donated the land for a park. Gotcha. And then 3M Forge said he's still stuck in Canada. Bro, that's a shame. We got to get you down here sometime. Got to call up Drake and have him pull some strings. Let's see. Michael Santana says 3M coming soon, right? Well, hopefully he gets to come down here. But yeah, I'm gonna just, I guess, walk around the park a little bit. I have a few notes that I may or may not have lost, but I'm gonna like, I have some points and things I want to talk about while we're on here. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you the park a little bit and go through that. Oh yeah, I wanted to touch on yesterday's poll. The poll that I put out was, would you rather have to live without power or running water? If there's anybody in here that wants to say what they'd rather do, feel free to. But I posted that poll because this winter, I actually had to live without both temporarily. We had some severe winter storms and ice and snow, and we went, so let me think. So I went 3 days without power, I think. Like, it was almost consecutive. I might have had power for about 6 hours in that stretch. But we lost power. A bunch of trees fell due to all the storms. So that was not fun whatsoever. And then, so I had that stretch with no power. And then a couple days later, it got down to about 10 degrees and we have a well. So my uncle came over to allegedly help. I know his intentions were good, but he unhooked some of the pipes to allegedly help keep them from bursting. But the result ended up being they didn't burst, but they didn't get drained at all. So they ended up freezing, and with how cold it was, they ended up not unthawing for about a week. So I went 3 days without power, and then maybe 1 day with power, and then about a week without water. And that really sucked. So that's what made me want to ask you guys what you'd rather do. From that experience, as crazy as it might sound, having power but no water was a lot better, because at least then I had heat. And for stuff like flushing the toilet and drinking water, I had jugs. So I was able to make it work. But yeah, that's why I asked you guys. But actually on the poll, It's 69% of people said they'd rather have no electricity. 31% said no water. So I get where they're coming from. Like on paper, I get it. But in my opinion, if you have access to like jugs of water, not having running water isn't as bad as it sounds. The only thing that it really kept me from doing was showering. But luckily I was able to go to my mom's to shower. But yeah, that was a really interesting experience this winter. And also like during that stretch, I also was sick, like around that same time. So that was a pretty rough time because I went from being, sick to not having power to not having water. So that was a real trying time. Michael Santana says, when I was young, we spent 3 weeks without both. We had a spring we walked to that was about half a mile away. Yeah, that's crazy. Miss Malice says, oh, wow, the history of that place is sad. There's a tiny cemetery of 5 infants 50 paces from the front door. I actually just noticed that. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually right by there right now. I guess I'll show it to you. Yeah, that is very sad. Let me look. Yeah, it says the original burial site of 5 of the Boris children, they now rest in Mountain View Cemetery. So, yeah, it says, looking at it, they were all born in the 1860s and 70s. So, yeah, that's pretty terrible. Not much more to be said about that. But, yeah, I was actually just walking by that as you said that. I see that my cousin Jeffrey and Melissa Jones are in the house. Hello to them. And yeah, what's up? Let's see. Debbie F said, sorry it's raining there, Kyler. Well, that's an occupational hazard of living in Washington. It tends to rain a lot. I actually want to move away from here eventually because I love being outside. That's my favorite place to be more often than not. And you can only really comfortably be outside here about maybe 3 months of the year if you're lucky. So definitely don't want to live here my whole life. Out of the places I've been to, environment-wise, my favorite place I've ever been to is San Diego area, like Southern California, because it's like it's like you can be outside there pretty much year-round, and it's right by the ocean. And being close to water is is definitely a priority for me. I'm gonna show you guys a look at the Chehalis River. If you've been on this channel for a moment or two, you might remember the PL River Run that actually is like a part of this river. I'm 99% sure. So yeah, this is like, I think we're about, by way of the river, we're probably a good like 15 miles or so, maybe 20 miles. Maybe more like 15 miles from where the river run is. But in theory, if you kept going on the river run, you would end up here. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Miss Malice says, I'm heavily debating moving back to Montana. Yeah, I've been to Montana. I don't know. I don't want to live in the like big city, quote unquote. I don't want to live like in a city, but I want to live somewhere that's within striking distance of like culture in a big city. And there's not a lot of that in Montana in my experience, but yeah, I could see it. Let's see. It says people are watching the sun now. Well, I was attempting to, but the sun left. Let's see. Michael says, move to Chattanooga. We have 4 seasons here. Well, my only experience in Tennessee was not the greatest, but then again, I was not with the greatest of company. So maybe I wouldn't mind it. I actually, out of the places I went on a trip to the south. And out of the places I went, Tennessee was probably my second favorite, if I had a second favorite place I went. And while I was there, I did go to Kansas, which I know isn't really the South. That was my favorite place I went when I was on my South trip. Like in Kansas, that was the only place where when I was there, I felt like I could live there and be like reasonably happy. And but there was like a lot of messed up stuff going on in the place we were at in Kansas. So I don't know about that. I think I'm gonna go venture down this hill. So bear with me. It is a little slippery. I don't know if I want to. Bear with me as I try to not fall down this hill. But I'm gonna go down and see if I can get like a better look at the river. Low key, almost like feel like I might just have to like slide down. Need a sled, TBH. I'm glad that like there's this camera angle and you can't see a full body shot of me trying to get down this without falling down because this is embarrassing. But we're gonna try to make it down this little hill that is extremely slippery. The one cool thing about Washington, now the one thing I'll give it is we have a lot of green nature that's very nice. Everybody thinking I fell down the hill and crashed. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's working okay. Please drop a 1. But yeah, I just want to go down by the river. That's crazy. Not everybody thinking I fell down the hill and died. But as I was saying, which you might not have heard, my mom says I don't have good service. All right, I'll move to a different area. But as I was saying, the one thing I really do love about Washington is how green and lush it is. And there is like a lot of... But yeah, that is surprising I don't have decent service because I am in the middle of town. Like it's a park, but it is in the middle of our town. If you're looking up here, let's see. I actually see somebody looks like they had a bad time fishing. Let's see if you go all the way up there, there's actually their bobber. Got caught in that tree, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna move around. Hopefully I go live again. Hello. All right. Well, I tried to go in the middle of the woods, like actually, and I guess there's no service there. So yeah, if you can hear me again, please drop a 1. This has been one of the jankiest live streams I've ever done, top to bottom. But I don't know if you can see this, but if you're looking, there is this cool little patch of flowers here. I don't know if this is like to memorialize something or what it is, but that's really pretty. Whoever did that did a good job. Yeah, thanks to everybody dropping the 1s. That is the one downside. I have thought about taking you guys out in the middle of nature many a times, but the downside is a lot of the nature out here, there's not that good of cell service, so yeah. But alas. Michelle says she got a pic of it. Cool, yeah, that's awesome. I'm jealous of everyone who's actually able to see the sun today. Let's see. Let me look at my notes real quick. I have like a few like talking points. I'm gonna look at my notes. Usually I keep my notes on my computer, but didn't want to bring my computer out. Oh, I also, even though the odds of him watching are next to 0 because he should be in school right now, but a happy birthday to my little brother Arthur. He turned 16 today, and if somehow Arthur miraculously sees this, just want to wish him a happy birthday. And yeah, anyway, so I want to note that, and I also want to note this. I'm not endorsing graffiti. Like, I'm not saying you should do graffiti, but this is awesome graffiti. It's a picture of Garfield, one of my favorite cartoon characters, and it says, lasagna. So I'm not saying that I support doing graffiti, but that's cool graffiti. And I think that's a Pokemon. I don't know much about Pokemon though. It says Misty. So it says M23. I think M's their name. Shout out to M, that Garfield's fire. But anyways, as we're walking along, a couple things are coming up. One, my birthday is in about 11 days, and then May 5th is the 3-year anniversary of this channel. So I'm trying to think if you guys have any ideas for anything I should do forward to celebrate that and commemorate all that, please comment down below, because I've been trying to figure out if there's anything I should do on this channel, or like, especially for the channel anniversary, like what do I want to do to commemorate this? Let's see. And as we continue our journey, I find this pretty cool little bench, which is very interesting. And also, if there's any like locations that you want me to do a live stream like this that hopefully have better service, I'll add. Please let me know, because yeah, I want to get into streaming like this more. Maybe when I say like this, I mean maybe with a little more purpose. Like if I would have actually been able to see the sun today, that would have been fire, but alas. So I want to start doing stuff like this a little more often. So if you guys have any ideas or locations or things you want me to go do and stream, feel free to comment that down below. I'm gonna take a quick break to drink this Sprite. This isn't sponsored by Sprite, but it could be. Okay, that was good. But yeah, let me see if there's any more talking points I want to touch on, and then I'll probably get out of here in a little bit. So let me see. Man, this like Let's see. 3M Forge says, I know this cool place in Northern Ontario, Canada you could do a stream at. Oh yeah, that would be I mean, I would love to do that. Like, go up there and even like maybe we can play around with the forge. That would unironically be a fire stream. So I appreciate the idea. D Sinich says skydiving, hang gliding, bungee jumping. Deborah from Canada. Yeah, I would do any of those, honestly. Me and my dad have been supposed to go skydiving for my birthday for a couple years now. Maybe this year we'll actually get to do it. Cause yeah, I would love, like, skydiving has been on my bucket list, and you know, hang gliding would be cool. Me and my dad went parasailing once when I was like 17, and that was a lot of fun, so I'm sure I would enjoy it. Serena Nugent says, I'm from Australia and it's 3 a.m. Well, good morning or good night, depending on what you're up to down there. But yeah, here it's 11:46 a.m. But alas. Anyways, I think I'm gonna head out, maybe go to Taco Bell, get myself a freeze or something. I just wanted to check in. Like I said, I was gonna show you guys the eclipse, but the clouds eclipsed the eclipse, so that didn't work. But I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by anyways. And again, if you have any ideas, suggestions, or anything you want me to do for my 3-year anniversary, please comment below. As far as upcoming stuff goes, this Saturday, my dad and I are supposed to participate in the PL River Run, so I'm excited about that. So that should be coming soon. And yeah, if you want more, check out the Kyler Ginnigan channel. I have a post on there in a little bit. Let's see, let me think. Oh yeah, my socials are down below. Well, I mean down below, I say that, but I don't even know how the vertical stream works. And yeah, my mom says we used to live by a skydiving business, and on a clear day, you could hear the screams as they flew through the air. Yeah, that was fun, and that really solidified, like seeing them do that all the time really solidified me wanting to skydive. Like hearing them scream, that's when I knew, I'm like, you know what? They got it figured out. So that would be a move for sure. I'm trying to think if there's anything more I want to touch on or talk about, because I probably won't do another live for at least like a week or so, I think, unless something crazy happens. My mom says PL has better service now. Will there be a live? I have debated that, because last year on the river run, while I was actually on the river, I did notice I had good enough service to be live, but I don't know. That's the answer to that question is I don't know. I don't think the service is stable enough to do a live. I mean, I can barely walk through the park here without you know, losing service. So we'll see on that. I don't know yet, but if it's possible and it makes sense, I might do a live. So yeah, That'd be Saturday, so we'll see about that. Thinking anything else? All right, I think that's everything. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and I hope that you were able to have a better view of the eclipse than I was able to offer. If not, just Google it. I'm sure there's pictures. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Peace.